What we are looking at here is a 1970 American Motors AMX. The AMX was the third two-seat coupe made in the United States after the T-Bird and the Corvette. They only made 20,000 of them total. This is the last year, 1970, and they only made 4,000 of them that year. This car is built with a lot of the old Trans Am road racing equipment from that era. Right down to a Bobby Allison NASCAR engine that came out of his '76 Matador. He documented the engine is coming from his Matador. He also signed the car. I inherited this car in 1984 from an uncle that unfortunately passed away, but had dreams of building a muscle car into a high-speed road car rather than a drag type of a car. So I went and bought a lot of the pieces from the old racing cars of the early 70s. I left it street legal. I did not take weight out of the car, so the car is still street legal. It still has turn signals, lights, doors open. That was the same as the race cars back in the early 70s. It took 6 hard years to build the car, and I've been lucky to keep it in its as-built condition for all these years. This is a Bobby Allison NASCAR engine, 426 cubic inches, puts out about 600 horsepower and 590 foot-pounds of torque at 5,000 RPM. I am running a Doug Nash 5-speed transmission, which was the predecessor to today's Richmond transmissions. If I drive this around on the street, I get more waves and people following me and stopping me to ask me about the car than I ever do frowns about its noise or anything like that. I still get chills up and down my spine every time I get in the car. When the car was first finished and I needed to drive at home, my legs shook so bad I could barely operate the clutch. And that thrill that you get when you get in a car has stayed with me for the last 40 years. To this day, I couldn't go to a dealership and buy another car that would give me more pleasure to be able to drive and have than this does. My favorite thing about the vehicle is, of course, its heritage from my uncle, the wish he had for it, and the fact that I have built it myself. I'm going to keep this car as long as I can, as long as I'm living and breathing. This car is going to be in my garage.